Sounds, yeah, I was gonna look into that too. Do you guys want to do me a favor? Um, and check out what you can find here that's sort of classic 90s-ish techno. I'll be right back. And I'll start looking for sound effects that I've got. All right, I'm gonna leave this running. I gotta make some lunch for myself. I'm gonna do a fatty bowl of mac and cheese. I'll be right back. Freesound.org. I haven't gone through any of that stuff yet. I do have some resources though that I can grab from. The grid. Do 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 do. A place where you can eat unlimited Taco Bell. Scooby dooby 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 dooby. Gave birth to AI. Scorba dabba dooby dooby dabba super dooby dooby kappa dooby dooby dooby. Rat-a-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Scrooby dooby 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 wabba dabba shabba dabba. Zwang. A place where you can eat lots of tacos. Squabba dabba 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 scooby dabba dooba dabba yummy yummy tacos tacos crunchy crunchy soft soft soft. Scooby dooby wabba dabba. Okay. Squawk. I'm gonna hide my camera. Scooby dooby dabba dabba wabba dabba dabba dabba. And let's see if I can put something on to watch whilst I stuff my face. Scooby dooby dabba dabba swabba dabba 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 dooba dabba sabba dabba. I'm looking.
We decided not to do.
The idea that Microsoft could.
In 2001, I was there helping build the very first Xbox, and I was one of the biggest skeptics on the team.
I did not
ever
see
wanna
that
make
it might
hardware?
be extended. What's this?
No, that's one thing that we decided not to do.
The idea that Microsoft could ever create a game console was seen as a bit of a joke.
I was worried that a software company like Microsoft would always struggle with the insane costs and risks of hardware. 25 years later, those early fears are coming back stronger than ever. With AI-driven component shortages driving prices through the roof, the hardware gamble is really showing its cracks. My thinking at the time was that Windows was already the dominant gaming platform with over 90% of PCs running it.
By 1999, 90% of computers worldwide used the Microsoft Windows operating system. They were untouchable, without comparison or viable rival.
We had the Internet Gaming Zone, which at the time was one of the biggest online gaming communities on the internet. Remember, this was when Steam didn't exist. I felt like we were abandoning the most successful gaming platform in the world for a risky bet that we weren't ready for. At the same time, I knew I was biased because I had helped build the Internet Gaming Zone. I knew if we pivoted, it would likely die on the vine. I eventually came around and joined the team, but those early fears that a software company would struggle to master the hardware cycle, those are more relevant now than ever. And with AI-driven component shortages, the hardware gamble is becoming unsustainable. But Xbox fans, this isn't the end. Don't believe the rumors that Microsoft's going to spin off Xbox. I don't. They used to say that every year when I worked there. They're simply returning to where they've always been strongest, and that's Windows. Whenever they talk about platform, remember, it's not just hardware. It's everything. It's Windows, the cloud, DirectX, Game Pass, the games, the entire ecosystem. They're trying to go back to what they know. Hardware has always been a brutal business. It's expensive and it has razor-thin margins. When we started Xbox, we didn't have the manufacturing experience that Sony or Nintendo did.
Thick mice, keyboards, we had some speakers, we had this thing called Interactive Barney.
That's super duper.
What eventually convinced me was that we didn't stray too far from what we already knew. The original Xbox was literally the DirectX box, built on PC architecture with x86 chips and a modified Windows core. So we jumped in and we pivoted everything to Xbox. I had just shipped the first Crimson Skies, and version 2 was immediately targeted for Xbox, and honestly, it felt like a better fit for the title anyway. So we temporarily stepped away from strengthening Windows gaming to compete with Sony. And that made sense in 2001. But now, the math is very different. The numbers are brutal. Xbox CEO Asha Sharma has been blunt. We're in a hardware component crisis. Storage and memory costs could be 5 times higher by holiday 2027 because AI data centers are sucking up the global supply. That completely broke the old model.
I think that, usually what happens at this point in a generation is your costs come down, right? Memory, storage, etc.
That's not working anymore. You've got exploding hardware costs. You've got Game Pass eating into full price games, and not enough big game hits are coming out to offset everything. That's why this big reset is happening. They need to cut costs and refocus where they can actually win. There was recent reporting that Microsoft is exploring options like a spin-off or turning Xbox into a subsidiary. Asha's in a tough position, so it makes sense to me that they're looking at every possibility. But I don't think it'll happen because it would risk weakening Windows, which is still Microsoft's biggest profit driver and crown jewel.
At least for the titles that we're talking about right now, Windows is already where the world plays, and that's a very important slogan to the company. It's very important to Asha, and it is very much a rallying point for the company.
But keep in mind that even though Windows still dominates, competition like Steam and Linux have been chipping away at that dominance over the years. Microsoft knows they can't abandon the living room even if the math doesn't work. That's why they're working on a way to bring the console experience to PC. You've got Project Helix, and something they're calling Xbox Mode on Windows. It's a full-screen, controller-first experience that's supposed to make your PC feel more like a console. Look, I know what a lot of you are thinking because I'm thinking the same thing. A lot of people love having a dedicated box under the TV that just works. No driver conflicts, no background programs breaking your games. Windows has a reputation for being messy, and it's fair. I wrestle with my mom's Windows machine at least once a week, and I can tell you it doesn't just work. So the biggest concern with their entire plan is execution. If they don't nail the "it just works" feeling, many fans will stick with traditional consoles, and Sony has an advantage here. They were really smart. They locked in their PS5 component supplies. So they can just wait it out and maybe delay the PS6 if needed. For Xbox fans, this feels really chaotic right now, and it's going to feel that way for a while. There will be cost-cutting and layoffs. People are going to lose their jobs. And from what I'm hearing, some smaller or niche studios are in real danger. That's a tough reality for a lot of talented developers. And I'm also hearing that the cuts are going to be pretty significant. So the impact is going to be felt across all of Xbox. It's interesting to contrast this with what's happening at Bungie right now. Sony is essentially doubling down on Marathon, their new extraction shooter that hasn't performed all that well. They're winding down Destiny 2 with no Destiny 3 in the works. Microsoft is taking the exact opposite approach. They're cutting their losses on niche or underperforming titles to protect the bigger platform and the bigger games. Both paths are going to be painful, but they show two very different philosophies in a tough market. Some of us questioned the heavy hardware path in 2001, but we picked that direction for a while, and it worked. But the times have changed, and Xbox has to evolve. The studios need to focus on nurturing the talent that they have. They need to make games that are both award-winning and financially successful. That's the opportunity. That's the bet that Asha's making. And I hope it works out, because I like competition. It means more choice for gamers.
Somebody taught me a long time ago a very valuable lesson, which is if you do the right things on the top line, the bottom line will follow. And what they meant by that was if you get the right strategy, if you have the right people, and if you have the right culture at your company, you'll do the right products, you'll do the right marketing, you'll do the right things logistically and in manufacturing and in distribution. And if you do all those things right, the bottom line will follow.
Hey, Mom, now that I have an after-school job, I think I want to buy a drum kit.
Okay.
All right, downloading. Gonna try and do a quick search of my sounds. Okay. Let's see. We've got motion and impacts, player statuses, noises, destructions, and combos and crits. Sorry, guys. This is going to be loud. Let's see if I can open this with... You know what? If I just get VLC open... That one's that one's probably good for overshield. All right. So when we boost, Okay, so we got a boost sound. I need a good laser sound. Oh my god, Little Doctor. Don't look, Little Doctor. No, I'm just kidding. How's it going? Thanks for the raid. I don't know why it's not playing the raid sound, but whatever. I'll do a shout out. The Little Doctor's, there's the raid.
That's cool. Cool? Yeah, cool. You think it's cool? It's cool. It's not cool.
So I can show you what we're working on. So we've got it where we can make paths for the rail. So we've got our ship. The ship controller is so good, dude. It feels so good. And we can set the rail on its own dedicated path, and we're relative to the basically the window, the camera space, I guess you could say. And we can do like panning and all this stuff. And then we have enemies, so we can script enemy events, have them show up like this, and blow them up. And then we have like a boost. So I was just starting to get some sound effects in and things like that. And so it's really coming along. So basically we're dealing with like, you know, something Star Fox like, and I'm just trying to get all the systems in place before I actually start making a stage. So yeah, it's coming along. I was just about to start doing sound effects. Oh, I'm glad you like it. Yeah, yeah. So I'm trying to recreate, I'm going to try and recreate, there's a hacking scene in Hackers where they're flying through the file system, and it's all these big towers. If I can find it. Yeah, here it is. So it looks like this stuff here. I'm hoping I can get like a listing of all of the files in like OG 95 Windows. And then just put them in. I'd love to be able to somehow procedurally generate the buildings based on the Windows file system. And then build the level around that, but I don't think I have time. Do I need to see Hackers? No, you will not, actually. You will not need to have seen it. No. So that's one of the inspirations there. Yeah, so we just got everything's kind of crazy. So yeah, we can build this 3D path here for the rail. This is what it looks like. And then we can just set scripted events for enemies on the rail automatically we create these kind of event scenario things, and then we bring them into the game. And there'll be two different kinds of well, I won't get into the details, but yeah, so now I just kind of have to, like, I'm getting close to having everything in place. I'm going to start throwing in sound effects and stuff. I'm going to do like the charge shot thing. I need to improve the lasers. I want them to have an emission and glow and all that stuff. But I mean, just like as a fan of cool movies. Yeah, no, it's yeah, don't worry about it. I got an idea for something you won't have to have seen the movie. If I could pull that off. Man, if I did have that extra week, that would be cool. Yeah, initially the scale in my head, I'm like, all those classic 90s movies like Lawnmower Man and stuff that's like very cyberspaceian of the time, Johnny Mnemonic and all that. If I could do like a level for each, that would be dope. Rodrigo, how's it going? So the next thing that I need to do is try and get, there's a lot I'm sacrificing that I wish I didn't have to, but we're in a jam. So That'd be so rad. Yeah. Yeah, I think so. I don't think I'm going to have time. So I'm going to focus on the Hackers movie, and then if I can pull off something else in the time, then I'll do that. How's your stuff coming? I didn't realize you were doing the jam too. I've seen you play people's games when you do the jams, but I didn't realize you would submit one too. Made some tiny progress today, but the brain's a bit foggy. Yeah, dude, I'm feeling kind of the same. And the problem is like I get something going and I'm like really excited about it as like possibility space, and I almost have to decompress. Like once, like today I got the rail. The rail was originally just flat on the ground, and I had it where the camera would pan like if you got to the corners and stuff, and it was really nice. I was like, this is good. But I really want to be able to have it like be able to plot a path for it to take and do all kinds of cool stuff like that. And so I actually got that going, and then my brain just overloaded with possibilities. And I just like, now it's like I need a nap because I'm just like, oh God. Well, welcome in everybody. I appreciate the raid. But some days is just a dud. Like last night I streamed a little bit and it was just a complete dud. Like I spent the entire time trying to do one thing and like couldn't move the needle very much. So I got to focus here. Let's throw in some explosion sounds. Let me track down some explosion sounds. I've got my sound stuff that I got from Combos and Crits. Destruction sound. Now I think some of these are way too. So there's buildings, concrete, general, retro, wood, glass. Sorry for the loud noises. Good rest of stream. All right, see ya. Enjoy your lunch. We want explosion. Oh, that'd be kind of funny. Jesus. Buildings. These are like these aren't going to work at all. Gun. Very gun sounding. What the fuck? What? I want the individual parts of these sounds. See, like that, the plunking sound that's making is really good, but abilities. Ah, fuck. This might be good for. I think we might be able to use this for like when you're collecting like a power up. So let me just get it in there. I guess I need power-ups now, right? I mean, it feels like it's just shooter, right? You want power-ups. Gotta have the power-ups. When you're having a miserable day, ask yourself, did you poop your pants? If the answer is no, then you're doing all right. Sometimes the answer is almost. Almost. And we need power-ups. Fuck. Fuck. What is a computery icon? That could represent some sort of power up. I'll do a shout out to Rodrigo. music extraordinaire. I want it as big as a quab. Maybe half the size. That's pretty good. Can I get this to be billboarded? For now, we're going to try not to have it billboarded. Ooh, we can modulate. But that's color. So there's no... I can't run this through... Nasir really knows how to bring the conversation to a new level. power up. Okay, so we're masking with with power up. So when we go over a power up, we should hear the lovely sounds. Okay, so we're going to put a power up right at the beginning just so we can test it. Put it right here. See how big it is, too. Oh, it's on us. Whoops. We'll never reach it. It's the moon. It's the power up that we'll never be able to get to. We lost him. loud noises. Jesus. Could we add a little more reverb, please? I want more reverb. It might be good for the Donald, what's up? I could have sworn there were better. Doing all right, Donald. Doing all right. I guess we're going to go to freesounds.org for our free sound needs. I'm doing Donald's. I'm doing the jam for Little Doctor. I'll show you what I got so far. It's a shooter, a rail shooter. Just messing around with sound effects and stuff right now. Trying to get things going. Got a boost sound. Working on a laser sound, as you can tell from what I was just doing. Got the rails going. We've got some in it. We can script enemy events and make them show up. So there'll be 2 that show up here. Gonna blow them up. And so we're getting all the things we need in order to have a rail shooter. Gotta find some music though. I think this one will do actually for now. Growling, what's up? Tapir, I hope you're doing well.
that's cool.
Standard damage, thank you for the raid.
Yeah, cool. You think it's cool? It's cool. It's not cool.
Oh my god, I got double.
That's cool.
A raid train.
Yeah, cool. You think it's cool? It's cool. It's not cool.
Shout out Standard, how's it going? Welcome in. TSS Tech Angel, how's it going? Thank you for the raid, everybody. Welcome in. We're working on a jam game for Little Doctor Games. Let me go check out Standard stream.
Hey, now what's odd? If something's free...
You're still live, Standard. Abort. Looks like maybe the stream crashed. Doing amazing? Good, good. Squirrel character development. Let's see. See if there's any. Here it is. Let's go back. God bless it. All the commercials. I'm not live. That's Twitch. Twitch doing Twitch things. While I'm waiting for the commercials to go away on my thing, I'll show you what I'm working on. We're working on, like, it's a cyberspace themed game jam. And so I've got a player controller here going that's a lot like Star Fox. And I've got the rail system going so the camera moves around the world and does its thing. We've got a boost, and then we've got scripted events, so we have these enemies coming by that you can shoot. Just working on getting sound effects and stuff in, and it's getting close. We're gonna have enemies shooting at us soon, and it's starting to turn into something. So, but we're getting there. We're getting there. I need a good laser sound effect. I got something I'm gonna chop up here in a second. And then let me do a shout out to yeah, Twitch is always just jank. How long? It's I think it's 8 days left, but it might get extended, it sounds like. Sorry, now I can check out the stream. Oh man, this is Vector.
Better way to highlight it than just that shadow, because you would never.
This totally reminds me of Daria. And in specific, the coach teacher who's
never see it on the small camera. But yeah.
Wow, this has real Daria vibes.
Let's get our liner layers.
I want to see that. You got a bunch of the characters lined up.
I was gonna ask if you were gonna make one of those really long posts.
Oh,
this is great. I mean, all of this. I hope it's a compliment, but I'm definitely getting, like, if it reminds me a lot of Daria. Daria, coach, teacher. Let's see if I can find him. Or maybe he wasn't a coach. Here's what he looks like. This guy right here. And then this is the student counselor. Anyways, that's amazing. That's great stuff. Did I do a shout out for, let me do a shout out. TS, thanks for the raid. I'm being rate limited by Twitch because you're not allowed. Gotta wait for the countdown to finish. Maybe I already did a shout out for TS. Yeah, I did. TSS, let's see what you got. Two
Remember,
7-hour
if you
streams.
shake
Were you guys
it more
streaming
than
together?
Twice, you're playing with it.
Ryan, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it.
I'm just glad I didn't
But,
lose the skills.
Is this Krita or something else?
Been working very steadily on getting this character drawn. Squirrel is almost.
This is cool. This is really cool. You guys did a co-stream. That's such a cool idea. Yeah, so I'm working on this, and then the other project that I'm kind of got going right now is, I can show briefly, is a Metroidvania. Depending on how much I like this project, I'll probably be bouncing back and forth between the two, because I really like both of them. But the Metroidvania is really kind of rough to take a look at right now. I just got controller support going. Let me turn on the controller preview. So
I can't believe you've done this.
But it's using like Minecraft style blocks. And I've got this ability where you can throw something and get it, this spear thing, and get it stuck on the, and it can bring it back to you by pushing something. I can't remember. Well, that's cheating. I just glitched it. There we go. So you can have it fly back to you like that. And you can use it to scale. And I've got a built-in game editor, so it's kind of Minecraft blocks. And then here, we're just messing around with it breaking blocks and what would happen. I like the smoke, but I want it to stay at the top there, so I gotta change that. And then you can get up here. And then we have an in-game editor that I can show. Like this. So here it's just like Minecraft create mode, and you can just lay the blocks out. I got a test enemy going and some other things going on with it as well. The map system uses these like these areas here are rooms, the white boundaries. But right now I'm just kind of working on a gym. I'm going to start throwing together different abilities and stuff. See if I got a good mix of them, and then go forward on that. And with this, it's really just kind of Star Fox. So I was just working on power-ups, so that's what that @ is. Again, cyberspace. So we're going with like really 90s interpretation of like computing cinematic representations of it. So this is this stage I'm trying to kind of clone. There's a stupid there's a hacking scene in the movie Hackers where they're flying through the file system or whatever. And so I'm going to try to recreate that. Co-streaming we usually do. Very long time friend. Software is Clip Studio. Oh, okay, cool. Awesome. So we're going to open up Audacity, and I'm going to try and get that laser beam sliced up. So SFX, laser gun, laser. It's just going to have to do for now. Honestly, the initial hard, like that might be good enough right there. Because it needs to be something, you're going to be hearing it all the time. And it kind of needs to be like, almost like a background noise. So I do think that just keeping this and doing a fade in on this, a really quick fade, probably the way to go. Maybe a little bit of that. Maybe a little bit of it. We're in a jam, so we're kind of in a hurry. That sounds fine. Export audio. And okay. Mono, yes. Okay. Okay, so now we've got a laser. Let's throw it in the game, see how it sounds. We've already got a reference to laser here. So we just need to update the stream that it's using. We can have multiple. We've got a randomizer here, so we could have multiple, but we're not going to do that. And we have the audio. The sound effects is brought down, but it should still play. I wonder why it hasn't been. Do I have it muted? Oh, you know what? I probably have it commented out in code. That sounds like something I'd do. I don't even have it right now. So on the laser fired, play SFX laser. Laser. Or is it called shooting? No, it's laser. And it's playing a bunch of them. And that's because it's playing on... This is between. Yeah, we're doing the pew-pews right now. So we need just a laser, a shoot laser thing here. Because this is turning into a bunch of code that is not input related necessarily. That's not too bad. Our laser's actually modeled backwards. If I downloaded Blender, could any of you bros help me out? I need to do something really simple. It would literally be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It would be 8 polygons. Broettes. I need a broette. Brolina. How about a Brolina? Is that okay? Bach, how's it going? I need to take... Here's what I need. I'll draw it. Let me get my graphing tablet out. I think my daughter stole it. Where is it? It's gone. What happened? Here's this. Hang on. I'll do it with the mouse. Music is loud. Your mom is loud, but all right. I'll turn it down. So here's what I need to model. Okay, this is a profile view. This is how I'm going to make the lasers in the game. All right. So we're going to have, imagine this is profile. Once again, I'm making this profile view. Okay. Oop, oop, oop. Hang on. My wife is doxing personal information. Boop. Okay, that's gone now. Let me show you him. So I want a laser that cuts like diamond. Or sound with a voice like diamond. How's it go? With the right allocations. Right, allocations. So this is profile. Okay. And so I would need it to be triangle, 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 right? And then looking at it from the front, it would look like this. And then in the front, it would be like this. And the same in the rear. Do you kind of get it? You want a kite, basically. No. Again, so profile, it would be kind of like, if it was coming out, it would be... Yeah. The problem I have downloading from any of these sites is there always something really weird about the way they end up doing it. Like the forward direction isn't Z. There's always something weird. But I'll download it and see what happens. Every single time I've tried this stuff. Yeah, this is exactly what I was going to do. That's funny. Question is, what color goes good with what I'm doing? We'll try green. Well, now I'm copying Jacob, so maybe I do need you. Jacob's just ruining everything. So here's how I made the laser beam. It's literally one polygon, or two here, two triangles, and then two triangles here. And it's just, from the perspective of it leaving, it kind of has a bullet-like feel to it. But let's bring in green. Look at that. It's facing the wrong way. Is this Unity forward? Jesus, this is like a giant laser. Dear God, man. This thing is like enormous. Let's cut it in half. Okay, so I guess we're not locked. It seems a little squished for my taste, but we'll see. Let's do it again. It seems huge. That's more like it. I'm firing my lasers. I shared because I don't care. Oh, you cocky son of a bitch. I'm going to win anyways. Jig's like, no sweat off my back. You're the one who's going to lose. You're the one who's going to lose. So I think it's going to fire out of our ship backwards. Where's my... Yeah, it's firing backwards. So we got to change the direction of the laser. So fire laser, global model transform, laser beam, blah, 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 blah. Laser beam, global transform, ship model, global transform, fire laser beam. So we are inverted. So how, I guess we need to rotate. So starting transform basis Z. So laser beam rotates. I mean, I guess just to get this going, because we're dealing with, oh, it is facing the wrong way. Oops. Shh. Don't tell anyone. Shh, 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 shh. Don't say Oh, I killed the bad guys before they even spawned because they were still processing hits. So next thing we need is... So now the lasers produce light. I'm not even, I'm not too concerned about any of that just yet, but we'll see. We'll see once we get, because I'm not actually designing like the stage or anything. It's more like the tech stack so that I can design the thing. So, but when we get to that point, yeah, I'll definitely look for feedback and stuff. Oh, I wasn't even thinking about that. Jeez. You guys are dark. Stay on target. What about those towers? Stay on target. Blah, 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 blah. Yep, DS. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. I'm not cool enough for real Star Fox references. You gotta say emergency, emergency. Okay. We can shoot. Should we get the ship rotation going, or I guess now that we have lasers that we can shoot. So here's the deal. We got to kung fu the lasers. When Schlimpy said, "Do a bucket roll." I like the idea of it calling him Pepe. We got to have a character named Pepe. Did I commit? Oh, that's a good idea. I've actually done a lot. Events, lasers, music, sounds, rails, and more. It was a hell of a commit. I could put this in someone's hands. Now, I want the laser to glow. So we might need to do an override where we add Why don't I see? It's unshaded. Why is it not showing? Ambient occlusion. Why does this have less choices? Emission. So now I need a environment. We're going to copy the one that we're using for the game. So how can I get a texture for this that'll work? Does it need to be black or white for the on or off for the emission? Oh, never mind. How about neither? So we have to leave it shaded. Nice. It's going good, Undeclared. How are you? Just found out there's a Spotify playlist of bears growling and snarling. Apparently there's a audio of that guy getting eaten by a bear. And his girlfriend, I think. This looks like the rotoscoping in Star Wars. Let's see what it looks like in the game. Looks significantly lasery to me. I actually think we can make it a little bit lower. I have the best GitHub name ever, -X. Nice. Okay. So I think we can squeeze the laser down a little bit. Let's run it again. I need an explosion sound. I'm firing my laser. Love the game. Oh, it's coming along. It's coming along. I like to self-host to get set up, but I need a good computer with some redundant hard drives or something. NVMe. You could just get a spitting hard drive. Those are super cheap. Just get some old school hard drive that you can just put somewhere. It's modern to tape equivalent now. Flying is fluid. Yeah, it's very good. What do they call the old ones? Physical? What do they call the spinning drives? Disk? Disk. Hard disk drive. Hard disk. Yeah, you can get a 2 terabyte for $77 with a if you don't mind having one. You don't need it to be fast if you're just using it for backups, right? I'm sure you could find an even better deal than that. I got you covered. You got it. HDD
Remember,
or SDD.
if you shake it more than twice, you're playing with it.
Undeclared, thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. I'm going to go get my desk fan because it's getting hot in here. I'll be right back. I'll leave the game running in a little loop. We'll hide the power up.
Oh, man. How long have I been going for? 6 hours? Where's my family? My family ditched me. They must hate my guts. Please, honey, make us money, please. That's my wife. Every night she's crying. Please make money. The second Falco has hit the towers. I did end up pivoting, yeah. I just couldn't see myself following through on that idea. So yeah, I'm doing Star Fox the game. We've got the rail stuff going. It's all, I can design a path for the rail system. We got boosts. We got pew pews. We got bad guys that fly in. Are you doing it, Boats? Stuff came up, so I haven't started. Jeez. I don't know how you guys pull these games out of your butts, but you do it. I usually go big for LDG jam, but not this time. I'm always impressed at your stuff. It's always so polished and everything. Yeah, it may be extended for a week. I forgot my freaking fan. Hang on, I'll be right back. I went and got water and everything and cookie and just forgot. It came, guys. The surprise for my kids came. Miss Cricket, are you watching? Let me check the chat. I want to make sure that I don't spoil it for the kids. I don't see her. Okay. So here it is. It's a manga. Oh, it's being keyed out. It's called Dinosaur Sanctuary. And I'm really excited for my kids to read it. Here's the little thing. It says, dinosaurs are alive. In 1946, a remote island was discovered where dinosaurs never went extinct. Through breeding and genetic manipulation, dinosaur populations increased, and dinomania reached a fevered pitch worldwide until a certain terrible incident occurred. Afterwards, dinosaur reserves like Inoshima Dinoland fell on hard times. Enter Suma Suzumi, a kind-hearted rookie dinosaur keeper. Can she be the one to save Dinosaur Land from extinction? I've seen that movie. It doesn't end well. But my kids are all about those dinos. Look at that. Isn't that cool? Anyways. I got to wrap it up as a gift. Yeah, so we're doing our stuff. We're doing our thing. Bose is going to kick ass. So I think I did some work on like a health bar and everything. I just hit it. Yeah, at the top we have cyber health and cyber speed. You know. What you do in a cyberpunk game. Or cyberspace game. Scientific terms. Yep. It's wild how there's only like 300 lines of code to make this all happen. Whoops. But what do? You use it as your polishing time. Implement VR. mean, you could. How are you feeling about yours, Jacob? Code right now. How do you omit? Exclude. Okay, excluding add-ons, I'm seeing 1,221 lines, so. And assets. We should do assets as well. There's no way I wrote that much. I mean, it's saying this GD shader stuff. There's no way I wrote that much shader code. No way. Huh. Well, I don't buy it. HTML, Markdown. I don't know what any of the stuff that I have would be this. JSON. There's nothing here that's from me, so I don't think this is accurate. It's cool. I need to implement some interesting upgrades, but the vibes are great. Just need to do levels now. Upgrades are working. Nice. I think it's
Jason!
There we go. I'm trying to keep my streaming brain going here, guys, but I might just call it for today. I don't know. I mean, what I think I'll do is take a break and then come back tonight. What do you think? Would you kill me if I did that? I'm just zoning out. No, jeez. Let's see. The major things that we need are the ability to, well, we need to get shot at. We need to be able to fail. It needs to feel like we can't be able to succeed unless we try. So this is something I've never done before in a game like this, is targeting and all that kind of stuff. I have some ideas for making the player feel like they're really good at this, even if they're not, right? So if the lasers are super accurate, it's hard for beginners. So I'm going to work on some stuff for that, for game feel. I actually need to watch the movie Hackers for top secret reasons related to the jam. And so I have to get that out of the way at some point. And so there's some other things I need to do as well, related. So we'll see what we can do. Let's go ahead and raid out. 27 of you hanging out here. That's wild. Wild and crazy kids. Progzy's going, saying making my own Minecraft. Jotson's still going. There's no way this is live. Jotson is still going. We'll raid Jotson. Much love to everybody out there. I will see you tonight. If you want to hang out, I'll probably be back on around 7 Mountain Time, 6 o'clock Pacific. Set it on. Call a loved one, eat some fruits and veggies. Go for a walk. Yeah. Much love. Bye-bye, guys.